Mayor Price and Mr. Rose find a chair here. Okay, first off, I want to welcome everyone to our celebratory assembly today. First off, I'd like to recognize any school board members who are able to join us. If you would stand up, wave. Kids, these are your school board members. So we need to thank them for the vision and for the trust that they put in you as students and in our staff here at O'Neill Junior Senior High School, because we wouldn't be here celebrating if they had not given their support to the 24/7 Learning Initiative. The journey toward today began over 4 years ago when a group of staff members and administrators started conversations with words like, what if we put learning in the hands of our students 24/7? And could we make learning more engaging if we integrated technology into what we're teaching and learning? And I think today we know the answers to those questions. When you put learning tools in the hands of students 24/7 and you help teachers learn to use these tools, amazing things can happen. At the end of today's celebration, you're going to see just a few examples of what yourself and other classmates have created throughout the use of our 24/7 learning. I want to thank our community, our parents, our staff, all of you students. You guys have much to be proud of today, and this is your celebration. At this time, I'm going to introduce Mr. Mark Billington with Apple.
Talk a little bit about the award that I'm about to give and what it is, but also what it isn't. And Apple actually gives two different awards in the areas of education right now. One is called an Apple Distinguished Educator, ADE. And we have a few hundred of those around the country. Those are individual awards or individual educators. You actually have one here at the district in Katie Morrow. And that is, like I say, an individual award. So a person can go get that award and represent the district they're in as an individual. But it is, again, an individual thing. The other thing that we want to look at is that this is not also an individual award. It's also not about the technology that you purchased or are going to purchase. It's not about technology at all. It's about learning. And that's the important piece of it here. So it's what's happened after that's gone on that really this is all about. So the award that I'm about to present is Apple Distinguished School. An Apple Distinguished School isn't an individual. It isn't about how much you spend or how little you spend. It's about all of you coming together. And this was a vision not only by the school board, by Mrs. Shane, by a number of your teachers, by the students, by all of you working together. There are people working behind the scenes. I know Mr. Buller's done a lot of things within the district to keep things going, but a lot of you probably don't even realize. When those machines fail, who's there to pick those up? So we need to remember all of those people that are taking care of things. So it becomes the leadership, it becomes the teachers, it becomes the students, it becomes the parents. I know parents put a lot of effort into this and making sure, and a lot of trust into the leadership of this district to make this all happen. So I think it's very critical for all of you to realize how big this is rather than simply, okay, great, one person did this for the district. This is all of you taking the leadership and stepping forward. And I'm not quite sure you realize how big this really is. I show a lot of your work, and I go out to California to show to people around the state. We use you folks as an example. So when I say teachers, many of you may not realize that your podcasts, your webcasts, your videos, your presentations are all up on the web. They're also being used by Apple out in California as examples of what to do in education. So you're seen as leadership people, not just to my folks that I take to California, but to a lot of other schools that come out to California nationwide. So across the country, your work's being seen on a daily basis. So it is that big. Not only nationwide. We have schools from around the world coming to California. They're seeing your webpage and the podcast that you're working on in math. So as a student, you see it simply, hey, this is a different way to see those podcasts in my math class. Educators from around the world are looking at it as an example of where we need to go. And once that you folks decided to do here's your chance. Great, you purchased the equipment, I guess is what I'm saying. Now what are we going to do about it? This is where the real work begins. So what are we going to do to change things? And you folks have stepped up to that challenge and done an excellent job of showing what's next. You're actually seen as digital leaders around the world and how to define a digital learning environment in the education environment. So again, this isn't about technology. It's about what you've done afterwards. And I think that's a phenomenal statement to your effort as a group, not as a single individual, not as simply a leadership piece, but as a group coming together as students, as teachers, as parents, as educators, as leaders, as a community. And I think it's a fantastic statement of what can happen. So with that, I'd like to present our award. This is the Apple Distinguished School Award presented to O'Neill Senior High School on behalf of Apple Computer.
Sometimes you think, I just do a little bit here and there, but, a lot of people just doing a few things, and there are some of you that do more than a few things. A lot of people doing a few things can make a big impact, and I thank you as a student body and staff for making this all possible. Thank you.
Yes, congratulations, everyone. Today we're privileged to have with us Senator Ben Nelson. He's a native of McCook. He earned his bachelor's, master's, and law degrees from the University of Nebraska. Senator Nelson worked in insurance law until he decided to run for governor of Nebraska in 1990. He served 2 terms as our governor, was elected to the U.S. Senate in 2000, and is currently serving his 3rd term representing Nebraska. He's been an instrumental member of a number of different Senate committees, has a reputation for bipartisanism and trying to understand everyone's opinions. And we're so pleased that he can join us on this exciting day. Please welcome Senator Ben Nelson.
This is a significant award that you've achieved. I appreciate Apple's recognition of your school and of your commitment to education and learning. Now, I remember when a few years ago, when there was a lot of talk about how we were going to integrate the use of technology and the creation of education that resulted in learning. And a great deal of effort went into that 20 years ago and has continued over time. But it was clear that if young people were wrapped up in all the little games, and we talk about some very rudimentary games then at that time, that if that's where their interest was, clearly that was an opportunity to learn. How do you marry technology and education? Well, I'll tell you what, this school has found out how you do it, or otherwise you wouldn't be getting this recognition today. And I want to say to the mayor, it's good to see him again. Back when I was governor, from time to time when I came up here, he was my security. And now he's the mayor, I feel even more secure here in the community. And to say also to all of you that you deserve the credit as well as the administration and your teachers, because you have reacted to the educational experience that has come through technology. I understand that every night you get to take your MacBooks home. You probably also have personal cell phones. I haven't heard any go off yet. You probably have iPads, iPods, I do. Blackberries, I do. Kindles, I do. And so let me ask this question. Has anyone here ever been in a movie and not had your Blackberry or your phone go off? I put mine on vibrate, but last night in the movie, Kevin, or Kyle over there, Blackberry'd me to tell me something I needed to know. So look at him get embarrassed. But you're really fortunate to be living in the era you're living in today, where this technology is so commonplace for so many people. When many of us were growing up, and I was growing up in the book, we didn't have anything this kind, and so communication was difficult. We didn't use smoke signals, but we didn't have a Facebook to update. We didn't have a status on that. Being one of only 52 schools in the country is a distinction that you should remember today, tomorrow, and long into your lives in the future, because it means that you've got and are getting a first-class education in the 21st century. And that's what education is all about. I would say also that every technological step is a step forward toward advancing education and making the opportunities that you have for the future even that much more hopeful for the future. The Eagle Eyes in O'Neill are a big change from when I was editor of my high school newspaper. The Bison, the galleys, the hard work, the printing, going down to Acme Printing to make sure that the layout was in proper order and everything. It's altogether different than what you're able to do today by computers. I found out just today, for the first time, that we have a typewriter in our office in Omaha. Nobody knew how to use it. So, but at any rate, I can tell you that when I first ran for governor over 20 years ago, it was even before Google was invented, we sent out news releases by snail mail or hand-carried them. Today, news releases and other communications are delivered with the speed of light, and they have to be short. I never imagined 20 years ago that there would be such a thing as a tweet with a maximum of 104 characters. I should tell you that right while we're talking today, we're tweeting on our account, so others are able to see where I am and who I'm talking to and what I've had to say. The tweets will go on. So stay on top of technology. I've had to, and I'm glad that I have, and I'm going to continue to stay on top of technology as best I can, because I know that no matter what I know today, no matter what you know today about the technology, you can be sure that tomorrow and today it's changing right as we're speaking. New things, new ideas, new technology, all developing, all advancing education, making communication and connection around the world a reality, not a dream. I remember when it was just about distance education. I said, why do we call it distance education? It's tele-education. We can do it in the same community using the same technology. It doesn't have to just shrink distances. It can make us more effective in the delivery of the educational experience and make life better for America. Thank you all. Congratulations. May God continue to bless America, and may God continue to bless our men and women in uniform. Thank you.
Is what this is really all about, and it's things that you have produced as creative students who take control of your own learning. So I want you to enjoy products that came right out of the audience, and we're going to enjoy them too.
In class, the assignments have gotten easier and our projects look way better.
chubby. Jerry is a giraffe who is manly, doesn't think about other people's feelings, and doesn't care. Terrence is a tiger who is a mean bully and picks on everyone. Our story starts out deep in the jungles of Africa.
Thank you, Kirsten. I am Jim Cantori, and here is last week's weather review. As you can see, we have a long line of thunderstorms here stretching from Louisiana down to Georgia and into the greater Atlantic.
Today I'm going to teach you how to use animal. It's really very simple. The first thing you do...
So you can express yourself with it. 2, because it's a way to relieve stress. And 3, it's just on your free time. But art isn't the only thing there is to me. I love to have fun with my friends. So if you see me in the hallway at school, if you're not already one of my friends, don't be afraid to say hi.
You eat about 8 teaspoons of sugar a day.
On average, Americans eat about 22 teaspoons of sugar a day,
leaving 25% of American children obese.
We get videos on the forums, how we look. You can also videotape us now, and we can review that over and over, look how we see how we look, compare it to something that's professional, and get better.
Pearson tapes our practices and our mates, and so we can go back and look at how we did, what we need to improve on, and also the schedule for practice and stuff is on the website.
I'm back. We are going to do P through T. B. It's kind of like a letter K, but you turn it down.
The early and late 1920s were the glory days. Women called flappers dressed, spoke, and acted as they pleased, and their
Justin? Hola, Kelsey. This is mi mejor amigo, Justin. Y no habla español. Justin, what are you doing? Jugar al fútbol americano. So now we're just going to move our tracers to the new project. You just use your move tool and just make sure that all your tracers are level and the same. It took 2 days for the Nebraska team to make their long journey of 1,574 miles from Omaha, Nebraska to Mescal, Mexico.
Hola, chicos y chicas.
Tacos are delicious. Papa's my best friend.
Every day, thousands of children enter into the foster care and juvenile justice system, removed from their unsafe or unwilling homes.
According to adcouncil.org, there are currently 400.
For extensive research, my assistant and I have concluded the reason for the numerous problems of the everyday teenager. Facebook.
sentence contains one independent clause and no subordinate clauses. It may contain compound subject, compound verb, or both, and any number of phrases.
An example of a simple sentence is the fox jumped over the fence.
El centro de todo. O'Neill tiene mucho que ofrecer, tales como centros de comidas, áreas recreativas, los pequeños negocios, iglesias, supermercados,
SketchUp lets you make a 3D design of whatever you want to create. Like this.
Good afternoon. We have breaking news about the moon. We'll go to Rachel to find out more. The verb hacer. Undo. Okay, what did Miss Isa say? Now, class, remember how to use the verb hacer in the present.
Only those individuals born to the freedoms of this country should have the legal right to use them is a lie.
Jan Dittmer, and I approve this message. Vote for me for the U.S. Senate.
What I wanted to talk about, I wanted to talk about photographing people because I think it's the hardest thing you can probably take pictures of because you have to communicate with them.
1 in 6 women.
1 in 33 men will be sexually assaulted in their lifetime.
CBO. It's where we go and we take a challenge and we try to improve it. Our big idea is apathy, and what we're doing, we broke into different groups of different sizes, like 5s and 3s and stuff. And we come in and we decided an idea to try to change apathy.
She won't even let me play my favorite sport. It takes up too much time.
It's real. It's wrong. The announcements, news, special events, and advertising. Irish Capital TV is run by Mr. Peterson and his students at O'Neill High School.
Hi, 你好，早上好。
Hi. It is proven that grades tend to rise when school attendance is high.
In the village of Porbandar, along the Arabian shoreline in India, today a tourist spot with a large harbor, train line, and airport.
Congratulations to each one of you.